Okay, good morning and welcome. This is John Fowkes. I'm Microsoft Business Manager at Softcat, and we are co-delivering with Quantic. Pleased to be joined by Sarah Harrison-Gilbert, who is Senior Solutions Consultant at Quantic. Today we're going to be looking in more depth at Dynamics Business Central. As a product, just to set the scene, Business Central is the evolution of NAV, where Microsoft have formulated really a cloud-first true SaaS offering, which has got close integration with Office 365. Essentially, it's the SMB, the target audience is SMB. It's the SMB version, if you like, of the bigger F&O, Finance and Operations, Dynamics Suite, whereas that's targeted really at enterprise. Microsoft are targeting Business Central at the SMB market. But as a product, it's still feature-rich. It spans financials, supply chain, inventory management, sales, service management, as well as project and operations management. Quantic, so we're joined by Quantic. Quantic are a Dynamics Gold partner. They are members and part of the Microsoft Dynamics Inner Circle. Just 1% of Dynamics partners globally have a seat within the Inner Circle, so they are very strategic, closely working with Microsoft, and very experienced, highly experienced and specialised in the Dynamics platform and how that spans across not just Business Central, but the entire Dynamics and 365 platform. Long-standing partner with Softcat, Quantic, very much a safe pair of hands, and hold elite partner status with Softcat. So really our go-to partner for any Dynamics deployments. Very much trusted and here, and thank you, Sarah, for supporting. I'm going to hand over to Sarah, and we'll kick off. We do have a Q&A dialogue box within the WebEx panel. Please, as attendees, do fire out questions if you need, and we will endeavour, Sarah and I, to field those at appropriate opportunities through the course of the webinar. We'll also have some time to wrap up at the end with Q&A at the end. Without further ado, Sarah, if I could hand over to you, please.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to take you through introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 and the wider suite of products, and then we'll dive into Business Central itself and look at some scenario demonstrations, so it gives you a flavour today of what's available within Business Central and hopefully a taster of some of the features and functionality. So what we're looking at on screen at the moment, the first visual, actually represents Dynamics 365 Business Application Suite. All of the Dynamics 365 suite sits on what we call the Common Data Platform. So this allows data to be shared across different applications. So to give you an example, you might have a contact that's created and converted to a customer within your customer engagement suite, what we traditionally know as CRM. That might be something done during the same sales cycle, and then that same customer would then reside in your ERP system. So you might have two different people within your business, one working in sales, one working in finance, using two different applications, but the same data is common within those two. Or another example of that might be an employee of the business who's been created within your HR solution, also resides as an employee within Business Central for posting their timesheets and things like that against it. So what you're seeing on the circle on screen is the different applications available. So today we'll be concentrating on Business Central, but then there are all of these additional applications available to you as your business needs grow. So although we're focusing on Business Central, it's quite important to understand that while there is a good breadth of functionality within Business Central, these additional applications that reside on the Common Data Platform may further meet your business needs. Okay. So the next screen that you'll see come up here, this is explaining Business Central itself. So you will see from the demonstration today that you have deep integration between Dynamics 365 and Office 365. It brings the two worlds of business process and personal activity together. So we can surface familiar tools that you all use like Word and Excel within the context of your business processes. And you can also run Business Central entirely from within Outlook, and we'll see that in the demonstration today. You've also got things such as Power BI and Cortana Intelligence. They're both natively embedded into Dynamics 365. It allows you to have predictive insights, prescriptive advice, and also actionable next steps within the product. And again, we'll give you a flavour of that as we go into the demonstration scenarios. Microsoft have also introduced Microsoft AppSource. This is for business users such as yourselves to easily find and evaluate line of business SaaS applications. It comes from Microsoft itself and also Microsoft partners such as Quantic. Examples of this might be employee expenses capture, or if you're within manufacturing, you might do shop floor data capture, or you might do something like visual resource planning. There isn't these sorts of functionality that reside within Business Central as standard, but then you can extend that using the app source and the different options within that. Okay, so just to give you an overview of the capabilities that are within Business Central as standard, and then we'll go through into the product and into the demonstrations. So we've got financial management within there, so as you would expect, the different key parts of financial management that you can see. It allows you to make more informed decisions. You have key KPI dashboards, standard reporting within there, forecasting within your finance system that takes you through and covers your whole financial suite. You've also then got the modules around sales and service management, so that will take you straight through from quote generation all the way through to processing the payments with your customer. So again, it allows you to deliver value to your customer. You can boost sales productivity and then deliver exceptional service within that as well. Again, project management, so you're able to do your capacity planning within your project management suite. You can capture your budgets and estimates. You can process and capture all the costs that go within a project. And then you can also deal with your resource management and scheduling of resources within that. So this will allow you to keep your projects on time and on budget and plan those projects within Business Central. It has a full supply chain suite, so everything from capturing your inventory and purchasing control through to actually distributing your products. It'll deal with any returns and cancellations of products within the supply chain management suite, and also it will deal with all of your procurement and vendor management within there as well, allowing you to forecast and optimize your stock levels. With the returns module, it avoids losses of sales and reduces shortage, and then obviously therefore you can maximize your profitability within there as well. Okay. And one of the last modules we have within here is operations management. So again, within production, you can do production forecasting and production planning. You're able to plan using manufacturing capacity, and also it's integrated with the full warehouse management suite that it holds within Business Central. It's got standard reports within Business Central, and we'll take a look at some of those today. You can see key customer insights. You have some self-service reporting tools, interactive dashboards, and also built-in intelligence within those dashboards. Okay. One of the great things about Business Central and what makes it unique is that you have a mobile experience, so you can obviously run Business Central within your desktop. It will run on your browser, but then you're also able to access it from your mobile, from your tablet, and it gives you all of the same capabilities across your different devices. Okay, so first of all, we'll move through into a role-based demonstration. In this demonstration, I'm going to run through a scenario taking on the role of a business owner. So as a business owner, I would want to be able to gain quick access to my financial reports and review the health of the business. I want to be able to identify trends within the business and opportunities to improve sales. I want to review the customer history and build that relationship with my customer. And overall, I want to be able to manage the business and see the information within. So how I'm going to do this within this demonstration is using Dynamics 365 Business Central, some of the standard KPI charts and insights, but also using Power BI in conjunction with that as well. Okay, so first of all, we want to review the health of the business. So one of the challenges and priorities of any business owner is to have a clear understanding of the entire health of the business. So too often business owners don't have a clear understanding of how they're doing, so sales, inventory levels, what the inventory valuation is, if a project is overrunning, and even what the margins might be. So this demonstration should provide you with a taster of how easily we can capture this information and how it is presented to the business owner through their Business Central dashboard. Okay, so this is an example of a business owner's homepage. There's a wealth of information, there's quick access to key metrics and activities with colour association cues which can be customised to reflect the owner's thresholds. So if I scroll down on the screen here, at a quick glance the owner can see key indicators that drive the business. And in addition to the standard rich visualizations that you get out of the box, you've also got embedded Power BI reports. It's very easy to embed these Power BI reports on the screens, and then again it's providing additional insight and intelligent information. So if we take this report on screen at the moment and hover over April, for example, you can see straight away that I can get a good view of what the margin was within April on this particular report. Okay, so I'll scroll back up. So obviously essential to any business is sales. So we're able to provide a quick access, quick insight into ongoing sales. So we've got in this particular insight sales this month. I can click through into sales this month, and this displays a list page which details the sales this month behind the actual visual. So users can drill into the details. These can be exported to Excel for additional analysis if that's needed, or you can show the original document as well. So close that screen. So the next step we wanted to look at was uncovering trends and opportunities. So we know that identifying trends has been quite a timely and frustrating process. It requires quite a lot of data manipulation, and typically many companies will have a manual process for this where they push it out to Excel and then they're heavily relying on manual manipulations to get that data. So this demonstration should show you how Power BI can transform that data into rich visuals, and then you're able to collect and organise that and focus on that data. So coming back to Business Central, we've got the app switcher at the top here. So Business Central is located in the same location where you would access all of your cloud applications, such as your Office suite. So I can click on here and go to all applications. I want to look at Power BI. And we can start to look at how we can gather rich data from many data sources. So in this particular case, we're looking at a data connection with Business Central, but you might want to look at information from a CRM system or an existing database system that you have within your business. And these can all be brought through together and to create a rich visual KPI dashboard. So there's capabilities within Power BI such as Q&A. So you're able to search on a report, ask it a question, and it will give you the answer as you type it in a visual on the screen. It also allows you to drill into the details and share with others, whether that be inside or outside your organisation. So if we take a look at one of the dashboards, let's take a look at customers, for example. You can see we've got, again, rich, deep visualizations. It enables the decision makers to consume the data and then make decisions within their business. So taking customer dashboard, for example, got my top 5 customers here. I might want to particularly focus on litware. So if I click on litware here, you'll see that the data is integrated, and as a result of this, selecting that one element will show the impact across the data set. So you're able to see what products were sold specifically to litware and get that detailed information. So go back to my recent report. We also have a component of Power BI that's called Quick Insight. So it provides additional insights based on the trends and historical data provided. So the Insights feature is something developed by Microsoft, and it's a set of advanced analytical algorithms. And again, it gives you deeper insights into these reports. So if I choose finance, for example, we've got the insights option here. It will give you suggested insights based on the information we just discussed. If I scroll down, you've got further reports and information on there as well. So come back here and come to my actual financial dashboard. Again, you've got your key KPIs relevant to your finance that you want to capture, and you can actually have this data whether it be online or offline. It might be that you're wanting to present this to the board and tell a story, so you're actually able to export that to PowerPoint, for example. So Power BI is integrated with other Microsoft applications, so I can come to File at the top here, export that to PowerPoint, and then straight away the business owner is able to present this to the stakeholders. So I can run this PowerPoint and start to run through. You can see you've got the dashboard on here, and you can start to run through the screen. Now, if there is a connection when you're running this report, you're within a board meeting and you want to delve into the details, gross margin, for example, you can actually click on this and it will delve back into Power BI, and then you can further interrogate and get the information that you need live within a meeting and within your reporting tool. Okay. So the next step that we wanted to look at was being able to review our customer history. So things such as chasing down clients for outstanding balances is obviously not a rewarding task for an owner, but it's very important to keep that relationship with the customer, be able to see that information and then convince the customer to make that payment as a priority. So we're going to take a look at how we can do that within Business Central. Okay, so we'll go back to Dynamics 365. And here we've got some quick links into any recent page that I previously navigated to. So again, it's showing you how productivity is improved. I can get straight back into my list of customers within Business Central. I'm wanting to run a statement about my particular customer so I can see a review of what's outstanding and discuss that with them. So if I go to my reports at the top here, click on statement, and you will see straight away within 2 clicks that owners and stakeholders can quickly and easily gain access to that information they need and be able to see the inflows and outflows with that particular client. So if I close Word down, okay, I'll come back to my dashboard. So the last area we wanted to focus on is as a business owner, how easy it is to monitor cash within the business and obviously ensure that that's positive. Do we have enough cash within the business? So to manage that, I need to easily access my financial statements. So reporting options are available directly from within the ribbon on the dashboard, and financial statements are available in Excel reports. So I can come here to my Excel reports, and you can see my suite of financial statements. So if I choose accounts receivables, straight away you can see that that report is exported to Excel. It's also a refreshable report, so the data is refreshed from within the Excel, and that gives you live data. So I'll close that report. So what you will see within your Business Central dashboard is that you also have some searching functionality. So I think it's just hidden by my screen. I'm not able to hide that at the top, so apologies if you just see my speaking screen, but there's a search capability at the top there where you can start searching into the screen. and you start typing. So if I start typing in this instance, customer trial balance, and then I select customer trial balance, it will run that report to screen. Okay, so come back to my dashboard. Okay, so what we've seen from that role-based demonstration of a business owner is we've reviewed the health of the business through the metrics and activities on the owner's dashboard. We've identified trends through out-of-the-box KPIs and embedded Power BI reporting. We've easily been able to access customer information and hold informed discussions with clients based on those details. And then we've seen that we can review standard financial statements, which help us monitor and manage the business. So the next area I want to focus on is a process demonstration running through from quote to cash. So in this scenario, I will show you how you can enter a sales quote, send that sales quote via email, and you can actually even convert that to order to invoice, post that, and collect the cash all from within Outlook. So I'll do this today using Dynamics 365 Business Central and Outlook. Okay. So first thing I want to do is enter a sales quote. So you can see I'm sat within Outlook at the moment. I've got an email from a client requesting a quote for some furniture. So I can select on Contact Insights at the top left-hand side, and then you'll see what pops up on the right is a window. So before I can create the document or transaction, I'm gaining insights into the customer or the supplier that I'm transacting with. And this information enables me to be more productive and make quicker decisions. So from within those insights, you can see in the center here that we've got 2 cases onto that client. So if I select cases, I'm able to have that insight into what the customer's experience is with us, and if there's any ongoing issues with that client at that moment, I'm able to see that as I'm responding to the client. So if I come back, you can see at the bottom of the screen here, we've got some different visual cues again, and I'm able to look at any other ongoing sales invoices within the system. I select on there, and then I can see the details of the sales invoices in the background. And I can open up and see those details. Okay, so to move through to the process and create the quote, at the top screen you have the plus sign. You can select on that, and then you will be able to choose that you want to create a sales quote. So the add-in within Outlook will recognize the body of the email, and it auto-suggests line items for the sales quote. So it's recognized the product and the product description and the quantity. If that's correct, then you can simply press OK, or if it's not the correct products, you can cancel and manually type those through. So it's brought those through as lines, and it's intelligent enough to recognize and place the item and the description in the appropriate columns. So again, it's reducing the number of clicks when you're entering quotes, and it also ensures data accuracy, not bringing through the wrong products onto that. So if I just minimize Outlook for a moment, you'll see that the quote is created in real time, and the seamless integration between Business Central and Outlook means that you have that quote available. So if I click on the quote, I can open that up within Business Central, and I can see the details that I've just created within Outlook. So I'll move back into Outlook, and I want to send that quote to the client via email. So I'll come back through here, and I want to send that via email. So I choose the ellipsis at the top, and I can choose send by email. And you'll see that it creates you a template body of the email, which can be edited by yourselves, and also it attaches that quote as a PDF. So I wanted to review that quote before I sent it to the client. So if I double click on the sales quote, you see it opens up the quote displayed, and that can be formatted to meet your business requirements. It's actually something that can be formatted in Word. Okay, so assuming now that the client was quite happy with that quote, they accepted the quote, we're processing the order within the business, but we would now like to convert that to an invoice. So again, if I go to the ellipsis at the top right here, you'll see that you can actually convert that to order or convert that to invoice. So I'm going to select convert to invoice and just say yes. So again, I'll just minimize Outlook. And again, you will see that it's created that sales invoice within Business Central. I can open up that sales invoice and see the details behind that. So at this point, it's not a posted invoice, so you can make any changes to that, add any additional lines that you might want to add to that before it becomes a posted invoice. So again, we're going to move back and post this invoice. Again, that can be done in Business Central or within Outlook. So I'll come through to Outlook, select my ellipsis, and you can see you've got the option there to post and send. Select post and send, and again, it brings you through an email template for sending out your invoices. You can see the invoices as an attachment there. I can preview that attachment before I send it to the client. Okay. So now when I come back to the screen, you'll see at the top here that that client now has an outstanding balance because obviously we've posted that invoice against them. So the next step is for us to see how we can then process that and convert that invoice to cash. Okay, so I'll move back into Business Central to do this. And at the top, I'll select Cash Management from my menu options and then Cash Receipt Journals. It opens up my Cash Receipt Journal, and then I'll select my batch. This is where you would enter your customer information and the amount of cash that they're actually paying you. And you can then apply that to the original sales document. So I come through, find my sales invoice, select that, and apply that against the cash payment received. Again, I can preview that posting before I actually physically post the cash. So this allows me to see the distribution of where this will post within my nominal ledger before I actually hit post. You can check that it's going everywhere that you would want it to. Move back to my dashboard. So what we've seen within that demonstration is the ability to enter a quote within Outlook. You can send that via email. You can convert that to an order or to an invoice. And you can post that invoice and then convert that to cash. And that whole process can be done within Outlook. So while again, it's reducing the time spent flicking between different programs. It allows you to respond quickly to the client because you've got those insights into the client from within Outlook. And again, it reduces the learning capabilities because most of us are used to working within Microsoft products, Excel, Outlook, Word, and it's all very familiar and fully integrated with those products. Okay. So thank you for listening. I hope that was useful in providing you an insight into some of Business Central's capabilities. I'd now like to pass you back to John to discuss some of the licensing options and what our next steps are following this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And before I dive into the licensing, we do have a question from Mark. If I can just read that out, Sarah. Sure. Mark's question is, we have project service automation installed and used it for a POC, but decided not to use it. So that'll be the full F&O project service automation. Mark's question is the project management element of Business Central using PSA, or is it separate?
So the PSA product now is a separate application in its own right, so I'm presuming that that's what's being used. So we can integrate with the PSA system, but Business Central does have a project management suite within its own capabilities. So there's a crossover between the functionality, so it can be something that's explored to see if Business Central would fit the needs, or it can integrate with PSA if required.
Okay. But Mark, I hope that answers your question. Please respond if you need further details. But we move on to the licensing. So if we can move on to the next slide, perhaps. Okay. So in terms of the licensing model, first a few things to consider. In terms of purchasing the licenses, it's purchases via CSP. Cloud solutions provider, so the cloud agreement is the only route to purchase Business Central. So licensing is on a named per user subscription basis, and it really is reflective of the wider licensing model that Microsoft uses for Dynamics. So a tiered approach to your licensing users within your business, really depending on their role, remit, and how they want to use the product in terms of features and access to the platform, to Business Central. So if we start at the top, tiering is team members through to essentials and then through to premium. Team members, and very similar really to the likes of, if we look at customer engagement plan or finance and operations, team members gives read access certainly to the entire platform within your organisation at a tenant level. A team member's licensed user can read anything across the platform, and then they also have capability to make changes to certain tasks and certain features. They have access to change. So, for example, they can create, edit, delete a quote, create, edit, delete personal information, enter a timesheet for jobs and so forth. Worth noting that Power Apps for Dynamics 365 is included within all three of these plans. So it's essentially Power Apps 2, the caveat being that it needs to be used specifically within your Dynamics platform. So it can't be used standalone, but it does give you the Power Apps 2 capability. Moving on through the tiering, if we look at the next, which is Essentials, Essentials gives clearly more functionality, and it's centered around financial management, around some elements of CRM. So some of the stuff that Sarah demoed there, absolutely you can do with Essentials. And also some key project management and supply chain management features there as well. So inventory, payables, receivables, order processing, purchase invoicing, and so forth. There's a list, and we can detail the differences there for those who want to look at this in more detail. Very happy to follow up, and we have got a specific follow-up we'll talk about. In terms of premium functionality, so this is additive as we go through that ladder from team members, essentials to premium. So premium includes everything you see in essentials, but also on top of that, specific service order management functionality. So order management, price management, item and contract management, as well as planning and dispatching, and then also manufacturing. So very specific manufacturing capability around capacity planning, supply management and planning, loading and other specific manufacturing capability. So again, this all depends specifically on you as a business, your vertical, what you're looking to do with the product. Worth noting that at least one either essentials or premium license needs to be taken at an organisational tenant level, and also at a tenant level you can't mix essentials and premium. So you either have essentials or premium, but on a mix, and obviously team members where team members is appropriate. If we can move to the next slide, please, and we've just got pricing here. So this is current RRP, ex-VAT pricing per user per month through CSP. So £6 per user per month for team members, moving up to £52.80 for essentials and £75.40 for premium. In terms of next steps, I mentioned, and we do have a specific follow-up, a workshop being hosted by Quantic in London at their offices in London. That is the 13th of June, and absolutely, anybody is welcome to attend. Specific follow-up there. If you'd like to, please let us know. Equally, if you have questions or anything that's inspiring you from seeing this webinar, want to see more of Business Central and what it can do, how you can specifically apply it to your own scenario, your own business, and do normal routes, please route this via your Softcat account manager, and absolutely between Softcat and Quantic will respond and can come back to you with some specifics related to your own environment. So happy to open it up to questions if there are any. Mark, I appreciate we've had yours. I think that's all we've had in the dialogue box. Happy to take any questions now. Otherwise, I think we're done. Okay. I think on that note, we're not seeing any other questions. Thank you very much. Speak to you all soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.